Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about some NFL news for around 2 years. So, after the disaster last night for the Los Angeles Chargers, I ain't recap the fucking games, I ain't even watch it. But the Chargers, after that disaster, 63-21 loss, they finally made it official today, about 50 minutes ago. Breaking news: the hashtag Chargers have fired Brandon Staley per at Adam Schefter. Finally, they fired Brandon Staley. They should have done it last season after that 27-0 choke job in the playoffs. But they finally made it official today. And it had to be done. It had to be done. The move that some expected after the Jaguars playoff collapse in last January now has been made some 11 months later after that. After their historic loss to their division rival Raiders. I bet the Chargers fans are happy right now. But, I mean, extremely underqualified coach. I mean, it was never going to work out. I mean, can't believe he was hired in the first place. He went from a D3 special teams coach to an NFL coach. Like, he was never a good coach. I can't believe he lasted, that long. That's what she said. 3 years. And all that's going to be known, Brandon Staley's Chargers tenure will always be remembered and defined for memorable moments from each of the past 3 seasons. It'll be the 2021, they lost that Week 18 game, a winner-go-home game, but to the Raiders. 2022, they lost 31-30 to the Jaguars in the playoffs after being up 27-0, that choke job there last year. And then 2023, fired after losing in historic fashion to the Raiders, 63-21. Those are 3 key moments in 3 years for Brandon Staley and his tenure as the coach. So, the first one was the worst, and he had a chance to tie and blow it up and lost that winner-go-home game. If they tied, could make freaking playoffs that year, but... Yeah, but also, the Chargers also fired their GM, Tom Telesco. So they fired Brandon Staley, their head coach, and GM, Tom Telesco. So they're going to have to look for probably a new general manager and a new head coach in the offseason. A lot of people think Bill Belichick. I saw people say, like, oh, Bill Belichick. Hey, you bring him to the Chargers, they'll be looking for a new coach in, like, 2 years. So, the Chargers, they've made the playoffs 3 times in the last 10 years. Have not won the AFC West since 2009. And last made the AFC Championship game for 2007 season. Now they make their 3rd head coaching change since the end of the 2016 season. Brandon Staley's going to be freaking flipping burgers now. You remember when they said no to Sean Payton, I think? Yeah, that was a disaster. And their last in-season coaching change was 1998, which was 25 years ago, when they fired Kevin Gilbert after 6 games and June Jones took over for the remaining 10 games. Since then, there's 6 coaching changes, and all came at the end of the season. This time, the Chargers moved again. I don't know who they're going to get as their coach. You can go to the Chargers Twitter. You can read their statement here. I'm not going to fucking read that here, but yeah. Dean Spanos, the owner, released a statement on the firings. He should fire himself. He ruined the Chargers and that family legacy. But we'll see what they do in the draft. Maybe they'll get a quarterback with that high draft pick they have. But definitely not surprising. Might have to get a new job. Might have to go to Walmart, Mr. Staley. It's about damn time he got fired. I wasn't expecting him to fire mid-season. I'm like, I felt there was way too end of the season. But we only have like 3-4 weeks left. So yeah, he's been fired. It's about time. 5-9 record. So, I mean, his defense looked trash. I mean, giving up 63. Well, one came on a pick 6, one on a scoop and score, but he still gave like, 42? I mean, I know they had a few short fields, but still. Defense is trash. We'll see what they do now with the interim coach. So they're really like getting rid of everybody. Blasco seemed like a nice guy, but change was needed for sure. And they released their statement, of course. So the Chargers haven't announced who will be the interim head coach yet. I have to assume it will be 35-year offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. They'll announce it later on. Dak is having his best year since Kellen Moore left, and Herbert is having his worst year now that Moore's there. I know he has all of his wide receivers healthy and the running back, and the O line is kept upright, but still. Kellen Moore being just as bad as the Cowboys' offense looks unstoppable. Might need to get rid of Kellen Moore too. But yeah, it's all the news on the Chargers. Spent the first nearly 6 minutes talking about the Chargers, but we had to talk about it because that's a big firing. So that's another domino that has fallen with the coaches. So an update. Now we have a few injury update here. Hashtag Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill is questionable for the Jets game after missing his third practice this week. I mean, there's a chance he might not play, but I think he's going to play. I don't know. He'll play, but I don't know how smart it is because you could risk a bad ankle injury. So, we'll see. Per report, hashtag Panthers are expected to place tight end Hayden Hurst on an injured reserve ending his season. Per at Joseph Person. I mean, makes sense, obviously. For what it is, but it's I forgot what it's called, but yeah, he took a big hit to the head. Probably messed up his head, taking some big hits. I think it's one of the games he played in this season. But yeah. Update. Hashtag Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers has quote pushed for more work at practice, including going under center and doing bootlegs per the team. Robert Saleh looks normal to me. It's unbelievable. The dude's grinding to try and get himself back. I mean, I don't know how he's already come back from a torn Achilles. Like, that's crazy. Update. The Philadelphia hashtag Eagles have filed a trademark for Tush Push. Via Josh Gerben. Gerben adds, this indicates a plan to offer a, quote, Tush Push brand of clothing. Trademarking move that will get banned. I'm just kidding. They voted to keep it. It's not going to get banned, but that's kind of cringe. That's a weird move. That's cringe. I'm sorry. That's kind of cringe. So, NFL sack leaders entering week 15, minimum of 9. Khalil Mack leads the league with 15. TJ Watt with 14. Trey Hendrickson, Daniel Hunter, Max Crosby, Josh Allen, and Myles Garrett. With Josh Allen, 13.5. Myles Garrett with 13. Micah Parsons with 12.5. Kayvon Thibodeau with 11.5. He's been really underrated this year. Justin Matabuke with 11. He's been really good. Not talked about enough on that Baltimore defense. Hassan Reddick with 11, Montez Sweat and Jonathan Grenard each with 10, 9.5 for Leonard Floyd and Nick Bosa, and 9 for Danico Autry, Sean Garrett, and George Karlaftis end out the list. So Khalil Mack currently leads the league. Old man's literally leading the league. Matabuke is really fucking underrated. I mean, Mack got 7 sacks against a B-team Raiders O-line. 7 of his 15 came in one game. So, he really hasn't been that good. Like, TJ Watt, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett are all better players. Like, all these players here are better than Khalil Mack. Yeah, it's all from Dolph Kleeman. Look at him. Schefter here. Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud is not practicing today due to the concussion he suffered last week. Many he's not practiced all week, casting doubt on his availability for Sunday's game in Tennessee. So, it looks like we're going to get Davis Mills starting. So, there's no way he's going to freaking play. If he's not practicing, it's already Friday, so he's probably not going to play on a Sunday. So we have any more news here? I don't think we do. Yep, it's all. So until next Michael. Peace.